So if somebody passes away or you have like a crisis in your life, most offices, most bosses will go, yeah, of course, take a couple of days off. You have somebody that passes away that you're close to, you're not going to be focused at work. So your boss, of course, is going to say, yeah, take as much time as you need right there, right? So, but what is the line? Like we've debated when you lose a dog or a pet, should you take some days off there? You're not going to be focused at work. But now there's a debate going on if you should get time off for a divorce. And I don't hate it.
Now, people going through a divorce could soon be given time off from work. So this comes after a study that showed 90% of workers surveyed said their work was badly affected when they divorced. A consultant and broadcaster, Marvin Harrison, believes the impact on the workplace makes this idea worth considering.
It's not just a divorce, it's the macro effects of like your family, you lose friends, like so many things change, but the actual process of dissolving your marriage is really laborious. We always say, how do we help the people in our teams? Creating provisions is a really healthy thing to be doing in advance, rather than wait for it to come, watch their performance decline, and then have to react.
Now, in this instance, yes, bereavement when it comes to somebody passing away. In this instance, how much time is the right amount of time and how much time is too much time? Because sometimes divorces can go on for years. Now, granted, I've said on the show, grief is forever. Like just like when somebody dies, it's not like, oh, I feel sad, go to the funeral and then everything's fine. Like you're dealing with pain for a very long time. So while that is also forever, what's the limit on, or what's the allowance of taking off for divorce?
I'm wondering where you guys are at on this. 1-855-BERT Show. I don't know what the time would be. I guess we can get into that, but I do think it's a pretty good idea. I've told you guys before, I feel like the only time I have ever truly, quote unquote, been depressed in my life was right after my divorce. It was really hard to function. I laid in bed, no motivation to get out of there, cried a lot, couldn't focus on anything. It's the only time in my life. So I tried to use doing the Bert Show as an escape from that, but I can tell you it was impossible, absolutely impossible. So look, you're not getting any work done. You're not doing it well. You're not focused. You're bringing that negative energy and that depression into the office also. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
I mean, you took some days. It was totally understandable. Now, a British business consultant, Tina Knight, thinks that we're babying employees.
To be honest, I've had many employees go through divorces and worse, loss of children as well. And sitting at home moping doesn't help. Normally I found they've come in, they've told me their thing, you're sympathetic, and their fellow colleagues help them through this. You pile work onto them a bit more because to distract them.
No, I don't agree with that at all. And the comparison between losing a child and getting a divorce, we can argue that later also. Mo?
Yeah, I feel like when people do that, this is something you can't generalize. Everybody goes through it differently. So maybe you were strong enough the way it didn't affect you, or maybe you love differently the way it didn't affect you. But I feel like a divorce is similar feelings to when you are grieving loss. So if you would give somebody time off for losing a loved one, then technically I think you should give them time off for a divorce as well.
That was a very British take, too, from that woman. That's suppress your feelings, head down, keep calm, carry on. Very much my parents are like that, too. You just suck it up and you get done what you need to get done. But I think we got to start, and I'm starting to see the shift of how we think about work. Like, work is such a big part of our lives. And when you're paid to do something, you do it 100% and you do it well. But work should not be the main focus of our life. Life is the main focus, and work is what you do in order to live. So start treating work as if it's just something that aids you in living. So when you're having these experiences like loss or divorce, that's part of your life. Work shouldn't take precedent. Your life should take precedent.
But what country are you from?
Yeah, an imaginary one.
This is not an American philosophy whatsoever.
Castopia sounds lovely, by the way.
They call it La La Land.
Okay.
Keely, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show. Thanks for joining the conversation.
Oh, she just dropped. Sorry.
Dang it.
And that was a good one. She said she went through it. She found out her husband had been cheating, and she was devastated, couldn't move, and she had the best boss who gave her the time she needed to deal.
Yeah, now these are for the people that are really bummed out that they got divorced. There are some people that are ecstatic.
Have you ever, when you found out somebody told you, like, yeah, I'm getting a divorce, and you're like, I'm sorry, and they're like, I'm not.
All the time.
They're like, yeah. I think there's a stand-up comedian that even says, like, why are you saying sorry? I've never been happier in my life. Good morning, Sarah. You are part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi, Bert. I'm a long-time listener, and this topic really hit home for me because I've been divorced for 10 years, and I'm still hurting.
Yeah. I don't know that taking a decade off of work is going to be acceptable, but I can understand that pain. That pain doesn't go, I mean, it hurts, man. And if you haven't been through it, I think that you could kind of take it lightly, but I know that there are plenty of people that for 10 years are still mourning it. I appreciate you calling.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The Bert Show.
So first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.